Today we're recording episode number 13 in the Harley Wishbone frame build. See, it's already been a month since I last did an update. I was out of town for a couple different trips and had to wait to get some stuff done for the frame, but it looks like we made some progress, so time to get another update. Well, the last time we were talking, I had gotten the front end all put together. The only thing new up here is I got a stress tube, which you can see right there. That thing slips in and fits. So I don't know that I'm going to have to do anything else here. The big progress was in the back of the frame. As I showed in number 12, both of these lower frame rail pieces, that one and the one over there, that were left on the original cradle, both needed to be straightened out. And so after I got the axle plate locating fixture done, I knew what had to be done. So here we are. Got those things in where they need to be. You can see that thing bends up there. I've moaned and groaned a couple times in previous videos about making this tube here. And as you can see, I took a couple short sections that were scraps from previous frames and I married those together. There's just a little short, like 3/8 long pin on the inside of there that was just barely fit, and those two pieces had to be pounded together, so that's a good tight fit. And then I have a pin in here, so I'm really happy the way that turned out. Now, after I got it to this point, I started checking some dimensions. You can see the bottle jack there. I was wondering, again, how much clearance I have from here up to the bottom. I had put a panhead case and cylinder head in there. It looks like it fits, but when I compared it to that original 48 frame, I wondered about getting the seat post up. So I don't have it set up anymore, but what I did, I put a bottle jack in here like that and a block of wood, and I was able to push that thing up, and then I moved my hose clamp up. So it didn't seem to disturb the other dimensions and settings that much. You can see I put a strap on it from the back to the front. I'm still fine-tuning the fit of the motor mount on these frame rails, and I think what I'm going to need to do, as the note says there, on both sides, I'm going to trim like a 1/16 of an inch here, which will allow these tubes to move back. I think I need to do that. So basically, what's next is to just knock this thing apart and do all of the prep necessary to get it welded together. Started making some marks. You know, the sidecar loops get drilled on both sides. They get a lap of weld around each side. You know, the motor mount has to be welded. These things have to be chamfered and rosette holes drilled. Same story on both of this one here and that one over there. I'm going to do the same thing. Trim here. I got a pretty good gap there. I just don't want to run any risk that when this thing's welded that it pulls that motor mount down, because that's going to be engine motor mount problems. So we don't need that again. So I think what I'm going to do is that's going to finish up this video. But the next video, I guess, will probably show this thing all back together with all of the joint prep done. I'm debating now whether or not I'm going to take this to a frame table and get it welded up. I just finished my custom 1979 Sportster frame And my friend Ed welded that one up. I did all the dry fitting on that project. We didn't do it in a frame jig, just did it loose on the floor and tacked the daylights out of it, and then slowly went at it and used a set of engine cases as the check dimension. And I'm happy to report that that thing's all together. So I might have Ed weld it and do maybe some clamping or setup on his table. So before I knock it apart, I'm going to take this thing out and double check the height from here to here and get some kind of mark. I've always known that the seat post was too long and was going to have to be trimmed off, but I did probably move this whole thing up at least 3/8 of an inch with the bottle jack. So it seems to be staying, and I still have a good fit here and there, and those things fit in there nice. So anyway, that concludes it for that one. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and take this thing apart and get it ready for welding.